The Battle of Tadcaster, fought on December 1, 1642, was a minor engagement during the early stages of the English Civil War. Though not as widely recognized as other battles like Edgehill or Marston Moor, Tadcaster was part of a series of skirmishes and maneuvers that marked the initial phase of the conflict between the Royalist forces of King Charles I and the Parliamentarian forces. Background and context. Following the outbreak of the English Civil War in August 1642, both King Charles I and the Parliamentarians began to raise armies to fight for control of England. In the north, the Royalists initially gained momentum, capturing key areas, while Parliament's forces sought to contain them and prevent them from gaining more territory. In the lead-up to the Battle of Tadcaster, Royalist forces under Sir Thomas Fairfax, the father of the prominent Parliamentarian commander Thomas Fairfax, had been advancing through the north, seeking to control vital towns and fortifications. Tadcaster, located in Yorkshire, was a key strategic point for both sides. If the Royalists could capture Tadcaster, it would allow them to control vital routes to the northeast and the city of York, an important stronghold. The battle. The engagement at Tadcaster was largely a skirmish rather than a full-scale battle. A small Parliamentarian force, commanded by Sir Thomas Fairfax, the Elder, confronted a larger Royalist force that sought to take the town. Fairfax's troops were able to put up a determined resistance, but they were ultimately overwhelmed by the Royalists, who were better equipped and had superior numbers. The battle took place outside the town, with the Royalists quickly gaining control of Tadcaster after some initial resistance. Parliamentarian forces, realizing they were outnumbered, withdrew and the Royalists claimed victory. Despite the success, the Royalists did not pursue the Parliamentarians aggressively, as they had other strategic objectives in mind. Aftermath and significance. Although the Battle of Tadcaster was a relatively small and inconclusive engagement, it highlighted the ongoing struggle for control of the north of England. The Royalist victory allowed them to hold Tadcaster for a time, but the Parliamentarians would soon regroup and continue their efforts to contest Royalist advances. The battle also underscored the challenges both sides faced in the early part of the war. Although the Royalists held the town, they did not fully secure northern England, as the Parliamentarians were able to rally support and later score decisive victories at battles like Marston Moor, 1644, where the tide of the war in the north turned in favor of Parliament. Conclusion. While the Battle of Tadcaster did not play a major role in the overall outcome of the English Civil War, it was part of the broader pattern of conflict between the Royalists and Parliamentarians in 1642. The engagement highlighted the strategic importance of key towns and routes, and it exemplified the early phase of the war, which was characterized by scattered skirmishes and shifting control over territory. Ultimately, the conflict would evolve into a more complex and devastating war, but Tadcaster remains a part of the story of the English Civil War's tumultuous beginning.